It has been forever since I installed my AuxBeam Switch Panel. But you know what? I wanted to try it out first. I am loving it. That's my auxiliary switch. I've got some lighting here, my accessories. I've got rock lights, radios, my Starlink. Then I've got cargo lights. It's the red lights there. And I got my rear lights. Oh man, telling you, this is pretty darn nice. And I also have the ability to use my phone. Man, I can light up the passenger side like there's no tomorrow. Hello everyone, my name is Brian and welcome to Overland Calling. Today, I am upgrading my custom power system. I'm going to be installing the Multifunction Slim Switch Panel by AuxBeam. I'm going to be able to add remote functionality to be able to turn everything on and off, and man, am I looking forward to that. All right, not going to go into a whole lot on the custom power system because you're not here for that. We're going to hop right into the AuxBeam. I got the version that had the remote. So it's got the remote, it's got battery for the remote, a very cool sticker, lots of different settings for my buttons, instruction manual, zip ties. That remote has an antenna for it. So you've got the antenna, there's a little 3M adhesive to put it down with. It also is magnetic. Next up, you got the actual slim AuxBeam switch panel. This is an adhesive mount for it. This is a physical mount for it. This cord right here connects your AuxBeam switch panel into the brains of the operation. This guy right here. This is the heavy hitter, hard worker. This is just the cover for it. It's got the little prong to pull out fuses, and it's got some spare fuses in it. Now this is where everything goes on. So we've got our connections, positive and negative here. Then you've got two 30 amp relays, two 20 amp relays, two 10 amp relays, and two 5 amp relays. And that's going to give you a total of 8 connections. There's where you plug everything in at. You also get this cool handy dandy screwdriver. This will be able to adjust these so that you can tighten down your wires. Coming over here, we've got one 80 amp breaker. That is the total capacity of this. Quick note, even though you've got two 30s, that's 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, you're already over 100 amps. You can only run 80 amps at a time through this entire system. So heads up. This is a little cord that you plug into your accessory switch on your battery. Two really cool little boots for these battery connector cords right here. So there it is in all its glory. Let's dig in and have some fun. First thing I got to do is gut my box right here. I've already got the battery out, which is a heavy pain in the butt part. It's a 280 amp hour SOK lithium iron phosphate battery. So I love it. But this video is not about that. Let's get this sucker gutted and then we'll get into things. All the cool stuff is going to be happening on the inside, which will be a lot easier to see down here on the ground. All right. Inside this bad boy is an absolute mess. The goal is to replace this switch box here with the one that comes in this. So let's check it out. So this is how it is currently. All that we are going to be doing is, instead of this fuse box that I currently have, I'm going to be replacing it with the AuxBeam box. I actually already have an 80 amp circuit breaker built in, so I'm going to keep that. This isn't going to be applicable to this video. That's another 40 amp breaker I have running out to a separate system. This is my negative bus bar. That way I can plug a whole bunch of things in. And this guy right here, this is my Victron power monitoring system. So basically it allows me to know exactly how much amperage and wattage and all that good stuff that I'm actually drawing out of my battery. And it'll give me the battery percentage. This sucker right here goes to my battery. Too easy. Long story short, all you got to worry about is what we're doing right here. AuxBeam is going to send you these battery cables. It sends you 3 of them. 2 positive red wires and 1 negative. What you're going to do is you're going to hook the negative into here, negative symbol, and then you would usually run this to your battery. For me, I've got the negative bus, and it is too big for these, so I'm not going to use this cable. So you see it's got the small size here and then the big size. Small size connects onto here. Big size I think is 5/16, and it goes into your battery cable. Next up, you've got your positive cable. Positive cable connects into here and then connects into here. Now I could use this, but I'm going to have different size wires going, and I want my positive and negative wire to be the exact same size. So while I can connect this one, I can't connect the negative cable onto that post. So I'm not using this either. Next up, they send another cable. It's got a small connector size and a large one. The small connector is going to go on the other side of your breaker, and then it's going to go to your battery. I'm not using that because I got this big honking thing right here. Most people take this and the first thing they do is screw it down. I do not recommend that. Do your wires first and then see kind of where it naturally lays, and then that's when you fix it down. First up, I've got my negative cable here. And that's going to go on to this negative cable right here. So they've got these cool boots. So I'm going to see if I can get this sucker over my much larger cable. By the way, if you're not going to use their cables, always go with a larger one. All right, so I've got their nice boot on there. Now I'm going to put this, connect it in. Plenty of surface area touch. So if you're dumb like me and use the wrong size, they still match up pretty darn well. And you're going to want to crank that down pretty good. Now we've got good coverage. So that's going to go like that. Now I'm going to take my positive cable. I am a little OCD. While I use plugs that are different sizes, I like my positive cables to always be red. So hold on a second. Let me make this thing red real quick. Ha! And now it's red. It's YouTube magic. Not really. I just got some red electrical tape. But, you know, that's me. I'm OCD. Install my handy dandy little silicone rubber boot. Tighten her down. Not crazy tight, but definitely want it super snug. So if we're going to be putting the case on, I'm not sure how in the heck you would be able to do this. I mean, this is a nice case and all, but there's no place for the wires to come out. So that don't make any sense. They've got a little cutout here, but not really anything. I'm not going to worry about it though, because I'm not using the case. I've got this sucker tucked inside a Milwaukee Packout case. I'm good. Good news is, mystery solved. Where do the cables come in when the cover's over it? Well, they sure don't come in the sides, because they ain't gonna fit. But using their cords, you would be able to route these up and in. Everything's wired in. Next up, we're going to be installing this accessory wire. So this accessory wire is, if you're doing it, especially like in your engine compartment, you're going to run this to one of your fuses in case you want everything to shut off when the car's shut off. If you don't, if you want it to just stay on no matter what and run the risk of draining your battery, then you're going to run this to the positive battery terminal. In my case, I'm just going to run it up here to this fuse. That way I know if I've got my main power off here at this little fuse / breaker, then everything on this switch panel is going to go off and I'm not going to get any parasitic draw. Too easy. If you wire it up on this side though, this is your battery side, it's going to stay on all the time no matter what. So this little switch is going to go, or that little plug is going to go right there. Comes off. And then I'm going to run it right here along this wire and then right into here. A little bit longer because you can never grow a cord. There we go. Got a whole bunch extra. Take this. You're going to be my smallest size. There we go. And then I'm going to get that into a connector. It's going to be this guy right here. I want to make sure it's going to fit over my post. Get a little crimpage. Oh, that didn't take very well. You know what? That is a really small wire. I'm going to trim just a little bit more off. Double this wire up so it gets a really nice solid connection. There we go. And click. Did it take? Yes, it did take. The next one, this is actually going to connect into our switch panel. That's going to get plugged in right here. Perfect. Too easy. Toss that to the side for now. Last but not least, for our remote control, we have a little fancy antenna. Take that, put the coax cable right in there like that. I said we plug it into power and see if this sucker works. I got it temporarily hooked up to my battery, running in here, going to the breaker. Please note, when that yellow thing sticks out, that means the breaker is in the open position, I guess. It's not letting electricity through. Sorry, I'm not an electrical engineer, so I don't know all the fancy talk. Closed. Haha, we got power. Not gonna mess with any of this crap while power's on. Messing with wires? Open. No power. All right, let's see if we can do a little quick test here. I got a kingpin light here. This is one of the things I'm actually going to hook up. I do like folding the wires over though. I think it gives you a much stronger bite. All right, I'm going to put this to 8. Put that right in there. Get my handy dandy little screwdriver. That one in there. Again, just the wire parts going in there. Let's turn the old power on. I haven't read the instructions on how to actually use this thing, but I'm assuming we can figure it out. Bam. All right, cool. This is probably 8 because this is, oh yeah, it's got a little number here that says 8. Oh no, nothing happens except this red light comes on. Too easy. It's the power button on my kingpin, I bet. Let's try it now. Bam. Whoa. Bam. Folks, we have a good wiring job. So quick bit on safety. These fuses in here, this is just the maximum. You're going to set your fuses to the size of your wire, because if something happens to this wire and it shorts out, you want this fuse to blow before it starts a fire. Capi? Comprende? All right. Cool. Hey everyone, I hope that helped. At the very least, I hope you're not more confused. Got any questions? Hit me up in the comments. And if you got any cool setups that you've seen, let me know about them. Till next time, enjoy the ride.